Hello children, welcome back to our physics adventure. In today's session, let us embark into an excited journey of electrostatics. So first of all, let us discuss in detail regarding the history of electrostatics. Then we'll move to the fundamentals, properties in the later concepts. So here we begin with the first concept, that is electrostatics. So the name itself indicates electrostatics. The meaning of statics is something which is at rest condition. The term electro indicates charge. So the study of charges at rest simply means electrostatics. So what is electrostatics? Electrostatics is a branch of physics which deals with the static charges, which in turn produces static electric field. So remember, always static charges produces static electric field. So first of all, let us try to learn in detail regarding the applications of electrostatics. That means the places where we generally apply the concept of electrostatics. In daily life, this electrostatics plays a very important role. First of all, for example, you consider the photocopiers or Xerox machines. So they generally implement the concept of electrostatics while taking a Xerox copy. How it is means, let us go in detail. First of all, inside the Xerox machine or electrocopiers, the drum will be there and this drum will be charged. Whenever light is incident, the white areas, the charge is removed, whereas charge is present on the darker areas. Okay, so first of all, what are you doing? The drum is initially charged. Whenever light is incident on this, this light removes the charges from the white areas, whereas the charge is only present in leaving the charge at the darker areas. And when the toner is applied on it, so what happens? It absorbs all the charges and the copy is made. So whenever the toner is applied, so the dark areas where large amount of charges are present is being copied and hence the Xerox copy is made. Not only this children, this electrostatics concept is also used in different aspects like air purifier. So how air purifier means? In air, if you consider, see in vehicles like cars and all, you generally see that a small machine will be kept, that is called air purifier. So what it exactly do means? So in surrounding air, in the locality, in the surroundings, some air is there, along with air, smoke and pollen materials will be there. So whenever the plates of this electric purifier is being charged, oppositely charged, so the particles like air, smoke and pollen are charged. At the same time, the plates of the purifier gets oppositely charged. So as a result, these particles get attracted to the plates and hence the air is purified. Similarly, this concept of electrostatics is also applied in paint spraying. You know paint? So painting and all, so that they will be using the sprayers and all. This paint is generally charged. The paint is generally charged. So first of all, electricity is given to the paint machine and as a result, the paint which is inside it will get charged. So whenever they want to paint it on some particular object, so what happens means, this paint as well as object will be in opposite charges, and whenever the switch is on and the paint comes out means, so they get attracted uniformly, this paint will get distributed throughout the object and hence a clear painting is done. So not only this, the same concept is used in seeds. Okay, seed purifying as well as in agriculture, like spraying and all, spraying seeds in agriculture and all, the same concept is being applied. Whereas in agriculture, they also apply the concept of electrostatics in separating the seeds. First of all, the seeds will be taken inside a container and this is being charged. As a result, whenever it is charged, the dust particles as well as the waste seeds are being removed from that, because they will be same charge. So, unnecessary particles are removed. As a result, seeds can be separated. So, this process of electrostatics is also applied in the field of agriculture. Okay, in the spraying, seed spraying as well as seed separation. Van de Graaff generator is also depends upon the concept of electrostatics. Okay, capacitors, resistors, not even that, the electronic peripherals. Okay, the computer parts, electronic peripherals are all depending on the electrostatics, like LCD, liquid crystal display, the touch pads, everything is based on this electrostatics. So, no doubt electrostatics itself has a wide applications in our daily life. Okay, so let us try to discuss in detail regarding the electrostatics. Okay, first of all, history of electrostatics. So, first of all, let us discuss in detail regarding the history of electrostatics. Before that, just go through this term, children. So, what is electrostatics? The charges, electric charges at rest produces static electric. In simple words, we can say that static electric charges produces static electric field. So, the applications for this are, applications of electrostatics are, we are using it the same thing in photocopiers or Xerox machines. We also apply the same in spray painting as well as in the field of agriculture for spraying seeds as well as separating seeds from dust particles and all. Separating seeds. This is also used in Van de Graaff generator. So, Van de Graaff generator is the one which we generally used in science experiments and all. So, did you ever observe a Van de Graaff generator? So, whenever the Van de Graaff generator something will look something like this, a charge is being spread on this entire spherical sphere, and whenever you touch this, you see that your hair starts standing. Okay, and there are many experiments based on the Van de Graaff generator. Okay, how the charge is being distributed and all, and air purifiers. I have described how air purifiers has been working on the principle of electrostatics. Well, like peripherals, like computer peripherals, I'll say better. Computer peripherals. Which include LCD, liquid crystal display, touchpad, keyboard and many more. All these work on the concept of electrostatics. Even in the field of capacitors, capacitors means So inside the fan and all, many electronic devices, small capacitors will be there. What is exactly present in the capacitors means inside which two plates will be there. They are separated by certain distance and the charge is being given to that, and hence that's charges at rest are being considered. Okay, so they are capacitors, and even few resistors also work on this principle of electrostatics. We have many more application in daily life. Let me conclude this. So, photocells. Even the photocells also works on the principle of electrostatics. Got it, children? So, there are wide applications of electrostatics in your daily life. So, let us in detail learn something regarding the history of electrostatics. The next concept is all about your history of electrostatics. So, the main origin of electrostatics. So, in discussing in detail regarding the history of electrostatics, it is a natural phenomenon. Okay. So, the natural phenomena of electrostatic has been known from, so this is known from ancient times. Okay. And this was born, the concept of history of electrostatic was introduced in the year 600 BC itself. And the main person behind this is, the main credit goes to Thales of Miletus. Thales of Miletus from Greek. Okay. So, the concept of electrostatics was introduced in the year 600 BC and its journey has started from this person named Thales of Miletus. So, what exactly happened means, unexpectedly this person rubbed amber. You know amber? The liquid resin. Okay. So, this amber was rubbed with a wool. Then what he observed with, and wool and some other cloths and all, he rubbed this amber and then observed that. So, whenever a small particles, small pieces of papers or some small particles, light particles are kept near the amber is being taken near the light particles, then he observed that these light particles get attracted towards the amber. So, during that time, all the Greek people thought that this property is all about the property of amber. Okay. So, they thought, these people, the Greek people, they thought that it is the property exhibited by amber itself, and later no discoveries are there. But later experiments observed that the same is also observed, same conditions are also observed when they checked with different materials. Even almost all materials exhibited similar types of properties. So, that time actually this history has begun by rubbing an amber with a wool or cloth when it attracted light pieces. Actually, in Greek, amber is read as, amber is an English term. Okay. The same amber in Greek is called as so this is what. So, the name electrostatics or electricity has originated from the Greek word called electron. Why electron? The very first experiment that object attracting lighter particles were invented, discovered at this time. Okay, and the very first object they used was amber. Name in Greek they call it as electron. Hence, that electricity concept has been originated. And later on, so these the other experiments, they took number of different objects and they tried rubbing it with different elements, and then they observed that the similar property is being observed in all other materials. Is that clear, children? So moving back, what they have observed is that, so in general, whenever it is kept like this, every object is electrically neutral. Every object is electrically neutral. But when an object is rubbed with another object, they saw that this few objects loses the neutrality of the object changes. The neutrality of the object changes. What is meant by neutrality? So, every object consists of equal number of electrons as well as protons. So, whenever one object is rubbed with another object, there is a tendency that one object may lose electrons, whereas the other object may gain electrons. Okay. So, whenever an object loses its electrons, decreasing electrons, then while losing electrons, its negativity decreases. Its negativity decreases means, so positivity has increased. That means the object or the element which loses electrons will becomes positively charged. The element which loses electrons becomes positively charged, whereas the other element which gains these electrons, so in that number of electrons is increased. When number of electrons is increased, we observe that other element is charged. Okay, what type of charge? More number of electrons means it is negatively charged. So clearly, an object which loses electron becomes positively charged, whereas the other object which gains electrons becomes negatively charged. Got it, children? Okay. So it becomes permanent. So now, so this is all about the history of electrostatics. So now let us move in detail regarding the fundamentals related to this electrostatics. Let us discuss in detail one after the other. Here we go.